Hello everyone and welcome back to the Diotti.com YouTube channel. This is Jason, a modern dining room table available in a wide range of shapes, sizes and finishes. The table is characterized by a sleek, simple design, allowing it to adapt to any home style and your personal taste depending on the finishes that you choose. Let's dive in. When looking closely at the leg design, we notice that they actually have a teardrop shape. They're also inclined towards the center of the table and they seem to flare outwards, and this is a beautiful detail because they actually don't go beyond the perimeter of the tabletop. These legs are available in 5 different finish colors, and these are white, charcoal grey, London grey, champagne anodized metal and black anodized metal. The tabletop itself is available in a range of shapes, and here we have the boat-shaped tabletop in the dimensions 100 by 200 centimeters. However, this is one of 4 different tabletop shapes that you can choose, the others being elliptical, round or rectangular. Several of these are even available in more dimensions, and you can find these on Diotti.com. Furthermore, the rectangular and boat-shaped tabletops come with the convenient option of being extending tables. This means that when the table's closed, it can be space-saving. However, when needed, when it's opened, they can seat up to even 12 people. This is a fixed version, but to give you an idea, if it were to be extendable, the size would extend from 100 by 200 centimeters to 100 by 280 centimeters. In this case, the tabletop itself has a thickness of 3.2 centimeters. However, this thickness slightly varies depending on the material that you select for the top. This being said, let's chat about the different materials and finishes available. So when it comes to the modern table Jason, a thing that you have to keep in mind is that the materials and finishes that you can choose for the tabletop vary depending on the shape of the tabletop. For example, only the rectangular tables are available in solid wood tops. All of the exact materials and finishes that can be paired with specific top shapes can be found on the site Diotti.com. So what is it that characterizes all of these tabletops? Well, it's the fact that they're all available with tops in the materials Stratified HPL or Fenix, which are some materials with fantastic properties. HPL stands for high pressure laminate, and usually the creation of a laminate tabletop consists of a very slim piece of laminate which is then set onto a wood particle base, which is a relatively soft base. However, stratified HPL consists of layers, almost a sandwich of laminate, which creates a very, very resistant material that withstands scratches, bumps and damage. Our version of the dining room table has a top in stratified HPL in the finish called Royale 1457. However, this is just one of 12 stunning finishes that you can choose. And one particular thing about stratified HPL is that it has a texture which really does appear to be marble or stone. Let's take a look at how it's applied. So the top consists of 1 centimeter of stratified HPL, and then this is applied onto a lacquered 2.2 centimeter thick MDF base. However, the base is at an angle, which means that we actually don't see it unless we stand about 3 meters away from the table. The other great material option that you have for the top of this modern dining table is Fenix, which is a brand of laminate, and it's very famous for 2 reasons. These are the fact that it's very resistant and that it's created using a certain workmanship that makes us not even realize that it's laminate. Fenix allows for the creation of tables that seem to have tops that are lacquered with a solid color. However, they're far more practical and resistant than a lacquered table would actually be. The 3 colors of Fenix available for this specific table are Cos White, London Grey and Ingo Black. It goes without saying that the modern table Jason not only brings us maximum practicality, but also total freedom when customizing the table. We've come to the end of the product review on the modern dining room table Jason, characterized by a sleek, simple design. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to our channel to catch more product reviews. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.